Welcome to Chai Travels. In this video, I will share my adventures in the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. Before we get started, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. The Amazon rainforest act as the lungs for the earth, purifying the air in the atmosphere, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen for us to breathe. About 60% of the Amazon rainforest is in Brazil, the rest in Peru, Colombia, Bolivia, and other South American countries. The Amazon rainforest is amazing. It represents over half of the planet's remaining rainforests and comprises the largest and the most biodiverse tract of tropical rainforest in the world, with an estimated 390 billion individual trees in and about 16,000 species. More than 30 million people of 350 different ethnic groups call Amazon their home. In April of 2022, I went into the Brazilian Amazon to breathe in the Earth's lungs. The city of Manaus in the state of Amazonas is the most popular and the best jumping point into the Amazon for the tourists. I spent 3 days exploring the city and the rainforest. I spent the first day exploring the city of Manaus. The city was founded in 1669 as the fort of São José do Rio Negro. During the late 1800s, the Portuguese used it as their base to export rubber from the ports of Manaus to Europe and made this city very wealthy. Rubber also helped Manaus earn its nickname Paris of the Tropics. Many wealthy European families settled in Manaus and brought their love for sophisticated European art, architecture, and culture with them. The settlers needed some form of entertainment. They were missing theater from back home, so they built their very own theater in 1896 and named it the Amazon Theater. More than 120-year-old, it represents the city's heyday during the rubber boom. It is a beautiful place to visit where you can clearly see the wealth Europeans had, seeing how much work and detail they put into building this. The building materials were mostly imported from Europe. There are guided tours in English and in Portuguese. My next stop was Palacio Rio Negro. Built in 1903, it is a former seat of the government and residence of the governor of the state of Amazonas. The original name was Kolsch Palace, built by German entrepreneur Karl Scholz, who was considered to be a rubber baron. The name was changed to Palacio Rio Negro in 1918 when the palace was purchased by the governor of the Brazilian state of Amazonas. Now it serves as a museum. Another museum to visit is the Palaceta Provincial. It is a 19th century former police headquarters housing Museum of Art, Archaeology and more. For the next day, I had booked a full day tour of Amazon. I was picked up in a boat at the port of Manaus. Right now, I am in the port of Manaus and I will be heading into the Amazon from here. My first stop was to see the confluence of the Solimões and the Negro rivers to form the Amazon River. Due to the difference in density, they don't readily mix and you can see the difference in colors of the two rivers. My next stop was to see the Amazon pink dolphins. They have a pink belly and you can swim with them. They are not shy, so they come close to you, and I even touched a few and accidentally stepped foot on one. The guide there feeds the dolphins so they come close to you, hoping to get a snack. I spent around 20 minutes in the water with the dolphins. Dolphins are mammals and are very intelligent. They are not fish, so they can also drown in the water if they don't surface for air every few minutes. Our next stop was to see fish, the biggest fish in the Amazon, the arapaimas. They can grow up to 150 kilograms in weight and 12 feet in height. The locals created some kind of an enclosure for the fish so the water can circulate but the fish don't escape. These fish are very strong. I tried my hand at fishing. I cast a bait and the bait was gone in the blink of an eye. Then we went to the January Ecological Park to see the Amazon water lilies, and they are huge. They're extremely large, round leaves with upturned rims which can measure up to 3 meters, almost 10 feet in diameter. The leaves are so strong that they can even carry the weight of a human baby. In addition to their great size, these giant water lilies are remarkable for the flower they produce, which lasts for just 48 hours and only emerge at night. When they first emerge, the flowers are white, and on the second night of they take on purple red hue. We ventured deeper into the jungle and saw some trees that were apparently over 1,000 years old. There are plenty of shops to buy souvenirs from the locals. A popular item was dried piranha. I didn't want to buy dead animals, so I bought some other items. The souvenirs are unique as most of what they make is found naturally in the forest. For example, I bought a flute lined with piranha teeth and bright red seeds. Our last stop was visiting an indigenous village, the Amazon tribe Desana. The tribes welcomed us with drums and drum beats. The village elders also participated in it, and towards the end of the song, some of group members were invited to dance along with the locals. The village was small, and you can see their houses that was made of wood. They had a few pets as well, some macaws, and my personal favorite was holding a two-toed sloth. The sloth was absolutely adorable, and I saw it had a little baby wrapped around it, so I was extra careful when returning the mom and baby back to the tribe. The tribe mostly made their living by fishing, and a small part of their income came from hosting tours like ours. With that, our tour of the Amazon was concluded, and I headed back to Manaus. On the last day, I went to see Musea de Amazonas, or MUSA. Created in 2009, MUSA sits on a 100-hectare area at Adolfo Duque Forest Reserve. One can find exhibitions, plants, and small animal species, and it's like a conservation and a research center. From there, I went back to Manaus to see more of the city. I went to the Customs House Alfadega, a beautiful building on the waterfront that stands out like a beacon. I love observing local life, and no better place to see than the local market. So I went to Adolfo Lisboa market to see what kind of fruits and vegetables I can get. Just outside of it is the Cathedral of Our Lady of Conception, a beautiful church from 1793. From there, I went back to the city center near the Amazon theaters to see the Sao Sebastião Church, which is from 1870. That concluded my trip to Manaus and the Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest is a place like no other. It supports such a diverse wildlife which call it home. It also supports numerous villages which depend on it for their livelihood. We should stop large-scale logging and unsustainable farming practices that has put a huge strain on the ecosystem, and put more effort into conservation so Earth's lungs are not damaged.